There's one motorcycle that I've wanted for years and years and years, and I've just never been able to find. That all changed recently when I picked up this Yamaha TW200. Now obviously it's in pretty rough shape, but I only gave $600 for it, and I can't wait to get this thing back on the trail and back to its former glory. Let's get into the work. So this thing's clearly spent some time out in the sun. I mean, seat's pretty well right off. If that pan wasn't busted, I could save it. All the plastic's super faded, especially the front fender, and it's cracked, but I got an idea for that. I cleaned up the headlight, and it actually looks pretty good, so I think I'm going to be able to save this plastic. The only piece of plastic it is missing is this cover here. Mechanically, engine's all there, turns over. Has decent compression, actually. Intermittent spark when I was checking it out with the guy, but we're missing the key. I had no gas cap. Before you comment, I did check. It is not stolen. So definitely some electrical stuff to figure out. Carb is obviously going to be seized, which is pretty much the case for a lot of the other stuff on here. The brakes, both seized, sticky. Clutch cable, brake cable, seized, sticky. Chain, especially roached. So, I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. This thing's a project, but I've had lots of other cheap bikes that were in pretty similar state when I got them, and I turned them into decent machines. Now, what I'm going to do a little differently on this one is I'm going to fix some of the cosmetic problems before the mechanical problems, purely because I've ordered a bunch of parts. I've ordered a carb kit, a new coil, gas cap, ignition key, that kind of stuff. So while I'm waiting for that, let's see what we can do about these plastics and that fender and try to make it a little nicer. I just find I'm way more motivated to work on these things if they look decent. The front fender was hands down the worst piece of plastic on this bike, so I started off by melting the big crack back together with a soldering iron before scraping off all the crappy plastic and hitting it with a torch. Lastly, I had to reinforce this with some random stainless plate I had laying around. Got the new fender on, and boy, it's hard to argue with the results. And also got my new seat in the mail. Somehow it came before everything else. This thing's starting to look good. I mean, you know, paint up that header pipe, paint up the foot pegs, get some better ones, new chain, shine up the rear plastics. I'm gonna have a winner with this thing. Alright, rear plastics are done, and this thing's looking pretty damn good. So I'm quite pleased with that. Next little cosmetic thing and performance is all, you know, these passenger pegs, kickstand, foot peg mounts are all super dingy, so gonna hit them with a can of black spray paint, wire wheel, get them looking fresh. And these wimpy foot pegs come stock, they really suck. Gonna replace them with these Amazon specials, and these will be a big upgrade, so let's get into that. Bam! Hard to argue with that. Considering where this thing was a week ago, crazy progress. Looks like I'm getting my carb kit, gas cap, ignition, whole bunch of stuff in today. Also getting brake shoes, front and rear. Still waiting on some cables. They're all seized up, but I think I'm going to have this thing started and running in about a week. Or for you guys, next probably 5-10 minutes of the video. Let's get back to work. Alright, so I've been working hard down here and got a few good things going. Got my jerry rig key in here, and it, when hooked up to the battery, works. I have spark. Turns out the only reason why I didn't is I had a bad kickstand switch, so I bypassed that. Got spark, electric start works, high-low beam works. Turn signals, kind of work, no horn. Taillight, I'm sure, just needs a bulb, but hey, you know what? So this kind of progress so quick is really exciting. Have not got my carb kit in yet, but I'm just going to pull the carb off anyways and see what I can get done. Oh, what? The carb on this thing actually looked way better than I was expecting. The jets were already clear, so I just gave them another quick cleaning. However, the biggest problem was the fuel inlet tube was totally blocked. So I ended up coming up with a fairly creative solution that worked wonderfully. Alright, how many kicks? Pretty nice, actually. After establishing that not only did the bike ran, but it ran real nice, and the electric start worked, I decided to treat this thing to a trip to the car wash. No one's ever accused me of being a painter, but this dent's pretty ugly. And there's quite a few spots that need some touch-up. I was originally going to leave it, maybe put a sticker over it, but I figured, let's try out some of this tractor paint. If I can make it look good, great. If not, I'll put a sticker over it. Maybe down the road I'll repaint the whole thing, but I bought this thing to ride, not to look at, so I'm not too worried. In addition to painting the tank, at this point I got a little carried away on this build and replaced all the brakes, new handlebars, made a rack, made a skid plate, new chain, and a whole host of other things including tires.
Another day inside my world. I'm married to you
waypoints on there. Got it running mint. The only thing left to do is go for a Team Yamaha test ride, XT250 T-Dub. I haven't got insurance on this yet, so we're gonna truck it over, but let's go see how it performs. I can't wait. Well, finally get to ride one of these. Oh, this thing's so cool! Now I can already understand why people like these things so much. This thing is a hoot. Woo! Wet grass. Not a lot of point and squirt. Yeah, it's so weird. I've never ridden anything like it. Yeah, the front suspension is a bit of a joke on this thing. And I have a feeling, seeing as the fork seals weren't leaking, they probably just don't have any oil in them. So definitely kind of next thing on my list of things to fix. All right, first impressions of the T-Dub. Love this thing. What a riot to ride. Front suspension's terrible, brakes are terrible, makes no power. What more do you want? I'm really curious what front sprocket's on this. It's got a 50 on the rear. I'm wondering if maybe someone put a 15 on the front, because maybe a little less torque than I was expecting. So yeah, we'll have to play with that. I do have a new 14 sitting at home. I just haven't done it yet. But what a fun little bike. It seems to pivot turn okay. It's definitely heavy for what it is. But I cannot wait to do some sick moto camping trips on this thing, take it on some big adventures. I mean, I have lots of different bikes, but this thing, I can already tell it's going to be one of the most fun ones. Have enough power to pull up a hill like that in seconds, so definitely something ain't right. Also, this thing's probably been sitting for 20 years, so we'll give it some credit, but definitely some carb work in my future. I can definitely see that front disc brake being a big upgrade. Well, this is a fun one here. Let's try it. After I tighten my rear brake a hair. Yeah, that's the strategy here. Yeah, that that worked really nice. Well, this has been a very good first test ride of the mighty TW200. I cannot wait to take this thing on tons of moto camping adventures. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see me do with this, and if you enjoyed the video. Have a good one and ride safe, friends.